everyone? Welcome to the 157th edition of the Sports Reality. My name is Jeremy John, aka the fourth greatest Grenadian of all time.
Perfect.
Aka the Lil Wayne of podcasts, because I will get on any podcast and hit it with the J Train.
Perfect.
Let's welcome my co-host, Cousin BigThad, aka the gatekeeper of the DMV.
Facts.
Perfect.
AKA the unofficial mayor of Prince George's County.
Big facts.
Perfect.
What's going on with you, my man?
Ain't nothing, cuzzo. You know what I'm saying? Same old, you know. Another week into my grad school life. Yeah, a lot closer to the end. You know what I mean? But I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a little worried because the maids came a little later than usual. You know what I'm saying? So I was sitting here, I'm like, man, am I going to have to put on the iPad camera and, you know, grab a handheld microphone after I done moved to this new luxurious microphone that we have now? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? But nah, it worked out pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like I sent you the text, like I wasn't sure if they could understand what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a group of them, and they always say hello. You know what I'm saying? Hi. You know what I'm saying? But like if I've said something, they like it's like yeah. All you get is a yes or a okay. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes I'm kind of wondering, like, yo, like I don't know which ones out of the group actually, you know, speak English so well to understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it was pretty good, man. Pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Everything's good. We won our little pool playoffs last night. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
Especially the team. I mean, the team that we have, we're a decent team, but like somehow we made it into the playoff bracket, and the first round was Sunday, so we really were like, yo, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? We weren't supposed to be here, so like we're literally going into this that we're gonna lose, and we ended up ended up winning in 3 games. Both nights, you know what I'm saying? So 3 out of 5, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been crazy, man. Crazy 2-3 days, man. It's been pretty good. How's everything with you?
Doing all right, man. Just wrapped up the spring semester yesterday.
Okay.
For my writing, sorry, what was the name of that class? Jeez, I already forgot the name of the class.
It's behind you now. It's beneath you now. Is that what they say?
Yes, communication for managers of that class.
Okay.
That was the one that I said I had a 3,500 word report I had to do.
Yeah.
And then the professor was like, yeah, well, don't really worry about the word count. Just, worry about the content. Well, I said, I'm going to try and do this 3,500.
Okay.
Got a requirement. And, I had done a lot of research going into it. And, I'm writing. They always say just write from the heart the first time. Mm-hmm. And then, you go from there.
Right.
Nah, man. There's no way I was getting 3,500 words on that article. There's no way.
I got you.
I don't understand how they thought that. And I said, you know what? I'm not worried. I'm about to just make this as good as possible.
Right.
I'm going to put everything that I know, have it grammatically correct, everything,
right,
and turn it in. It ended up being like 2,000 words, and ended up getting a 96. So.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. That's what we do in this family. You know what I'm saying?
So
you know what I'm saying?
That class should be an A.
Okay.
I already had another A. I had 2 B's earlier.
Okay.
So this last class, my speech class, Introduction to Interpersonal Communication. And it's so weird. It's so weird because I already took like speech 394. And then go back because I just
to go back
do
and do it. Gotcha.
It's like, hold on, this is more work than I had to do.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Like I took the same course at Howard Community College. You know what I'm saying? And I went into it because I was like, I mean, I know how to talk to people, but like doing speeches, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, we'll see what's up. But I had to take it, so I took the joint, and the professor was real cool. Come to find out, he went to the most hated school in the DMV, Gonzaga. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as he said, this is a funny thing, he was describing himself. And he was like, yeah, I went to a Jesuit high school in D.C. And I yelled out, I was
It's
like,
an evil world we live in.
I yelled out, I hate that place. And he turned and looked, he was laughing. He was like, you must have went to DeMatha, didn't you? I was like, yep, yes, I did. It's like, you already know what it is. And me and him were cool. From that first day, me and him were cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got an A in that class with the E's. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel you. That class, yo, like, you go into it thinking that, oh, it's intro to speech. You ain't going to have much to do. And, oh, yeah, it's a lot of stuff, man. It was like 2-3 speeches we had to do because it was, in person. So, I don't know how you're going to have to do it. I don't know if you're going to have to, like, video record speeches and stuff like that. I don't know.
Well, no, this one we didn't have to do, it was just more of the, as I continue to set up, it was just more of the theories behind interpersonal communication.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that one I was borderline in B or A. So it all depends on the last final assessment that I did. Which was a 2 essay question yesterday.
Okay.
It didn't feel hard, but it just all depends. I mean, if I get a 90, if I get a 95, I for sure get an A in the class.
Gotcha. So it's all on the professor at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be that one time when your grade is at like a 89.6 and you need a 90 for an A, and you would totally assume that they would just round up that 0.6, and they don't round it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what is wrong with you?
Oh man. But yeah, man, got a 1 week break.
Yeah, I hate that. I hated that, man. Especially when I was doing the summer joint to go spring to summer, and they're like, "Hey, got spring break, summer break," and you're like, "Wait, what's the date?" And you look at it, it's only like 5 days away. Like, yeah, are you serious?
So, I mean, I'm gonna make the most of this this week break.
Gotcha.
In my younger days, I would have been like really heartbroken that it was only a week.
I'm still heartbroken as a yeah, but it hurts a little bit less. You know what I'm saying? It hurts a little bit less.
As an adult now, I'm kind of like, well, that just means I'm one step closer to graduation. So
right.
That's why I look at it that way. Also, makes things a little better. It's still a pandemic.
Right.
Things a little better that there ain't really much to do. I ain't really missing out on anything.
Right. Well, look though, like, come think about it, like that week is not that bad. You know what I'm saying? But like with me, graduating December with my bachelor's, going to grad school, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take the winter semester off. So that's what. Winter semester is about two months or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hits, and I'm like, man, are you serious? Like, yo, you serious, yo? Like, I should have just started in the winter semester and been gravy. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up not starting until summer, because I didn't realize what was going to happen with the pandemic, like with me not working and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I would have definitely started right when I went as first availability. But, yeah, man, like, dog, it was so tough starting back. That first week was rough, bro. That first project that was due, so, like, basically the first 2 weeks of the course.
Yeah.
Bruh, it was so tough, bruh, having the motivation, having all those months off, bruh. I was so mad at myself, man. I was so mad at myself. I was like, yo, I should have just started right back up right away. You know what I'm saying? That's the only problem with us getting older. Is starting things later than we want to. You know what I'm saying? And then having that motivation to power through it. You know what I'm saying? But once you get back, once that week is gonna be fine with you. You're gonna be like, oh, this ain't no thing, man. If you had to wait a whole semester, oh, bruh, that's where you're gonna be like, oh, why am I doing this? You're gonna totally question yourself. But nah, that 1 week you gonna be gravy, son. How many courses you taking?
It'll be 3.
Okay.
It'll be 3.
So that 15 credits?
Yeah, 15. No. 9 credits. Remember, these are
undergrads. Oh, yeah.
Still 3.
Still 3s. Oh, my bad. Yeah, my joints are 6 apiece. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. We got a lot to get into for this week's show.
Let's get it.
Gonna get into NBA with Russell Westbrook breaking the triple-double record.
Yes, sir.
Into that, some notable injuries in the NBA also. Some possible returns in the NBA. Somebody may be coming back to the NFL that should be out of the NFL. We'll get into that. We'll also have an actual segment this week on Major League Baseball.
Okay.
We will have an actual segment on Major League Baseball. We'll also get into our Champ and Chump of the week and our sports free zone, where we'll talk about what's happening in Palestine right now. Also, a potential gas shortage. Did you hear about that, BigThad?
Look, stop calling it a gas shortage. I'm gonna tell you right now, do not call this a gas shortage.
It shouldn't
I'll
be.
explain why. But just don't call it a gas shortage.
It shouldn't be, but I'll wait for your explanation.
Right.
And then we'll also get into what was the other topic? Oh, showering habits during the pandemic. I read an article from the New York Times, and it just had me perplexed about people's showering habits.
Wow.
So we'll discuss that, and then we'll also talk about dating with Cousin Chrissy.
Uh-oh.
She will be back.
It's about to get messy, y'all. It's about to get so messy, y'all.
It will. Just want to remind you all to subscribe to the podcast where podcasts are available, and that includes Anchor, Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn. Also, if you're watching on the live stream, you could subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And if you are watching right now on the live stream, man, feel free to communicate with us through the live chat. We are always welcome viewers out there participating with us. If you have any topics that you may want us to get into, feel free to drop it in the comment section, and we will definitely discuss it. Let's start with the NBA. Russell Westbrook, he broke the all-time triple-double record, which was 181, set by Oscar Robertson. He now has 182 triple-doubles in his career. He got it on Monday night against the Hawks in a very close game. And a lot of people will say, well, the Wizards lost by 1 point, and Russell Westbrook took a 3 at the end, a contested 3 at the end to try and win the game, and fell short. What those people aren't going to mention, though, was that the Wizards were down by 19 late in the third quarter.
Big facts.
Late in the third quarter, they were down by 19. And the Wizards stormed back. And they really stormed back because of the play of Russell Westbrook. That's when he started really getting the triple-double. I mean, the assists.
Right.
The assist and the rebounds was when that really happened. And then in the fourth quarter, he started hitting some clutch buckets. But yeah, man, Russell Westbrook, he breaks the record set by Oscar Robertson. Honestly, I know records are meant to be broken, and people say that Oscar Robertson's record was one of them that they thought would never be broken. I don't know how anyone can break this one. because he's still playing, and he's still playing at a very high level.
Right.
Like,
and he's still getting triple doubles like it's no big deal. You know what I'm saying?
The difference with Oscar Robertson was when he hit 181, it was near the end of his career.
Right.
And where he was starting to slow down. Russell Westbrook, there's no sign of slowing down, especially coming off of that quad injury that he had earlier. Since he's been healthy, the Wizards have been playing pretty well. Now, with this accomplishment, everything that has happened so far, BigThad, you know, when it comes to basketball is one of those sports where everyone wants to rank someone.
Right.
Where does he rank when it comes to all-time point guards?
Man, this is tough, man. He's definitely top 5 in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I even, I would have him top 5. I wouldn't have him at 1. I would say I would have him at 3.
Wow. Who are the two guards ahead of
him?
him?
3. For me, it would be Magic and Stockton.
Okay.
Then Russell. Then I would say I was gonna say Mark Jackson. But I'm gonna
Mark Jackson.
Yeah, for some reason I was gonna say Mark Jackson, but I meant to say Jason Kidd.
I was about to say what?
Jason Kidd, and then oh man, like I want to put CP3 at 5, but I think I would have him at either 6 or 7. 5 is in limbo right now in my mind. Right now, it's in limbo.
Man, I mean, he's top 10 for sure for me. Ahead of him for sure are Magic, Stockton, Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, how did I forget Isaiah? Okay, I'll put Isaiah at 5.
But then after that, man, it gets real.
It's real close.
It's real close.
Yeah.
For me, it's real close. I could probably push myself to put him top 5.
Because he doesn't seem like he's gonna stop. You know what I'm saying?
Jacaro asks, and welcome Jacaro, man. He asked over Chris Paul. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think Russ is better than Chris Paul. Now, Chris Paul is more of a traditional point guard. And I think that's the thing that gets, I guess, like NBA fans and like NBA purists. Russ isn't really a pure point guard.
Right.
You know, but he's mostly played the point guard position in the NBA. And I feel like his aggressiveness on the offense and defensive end, his scoring capability, and the fact that he still can distribute, get the rebounds, run the offense, things like that. That's why I have him top 5, and that's why I have him there. But I know there's a lot of people who wouldn't even have him top 10.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
if you break it down to pure point guards, then yes, we would have Chris Paul above him for sure as a pure point guard. But we're talking point guards in the NBA, and that's so wide now it's not even funny. I mean, Luka is a point guard in the NBA.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And Luka's like one of the best in the NBA right now.
True.
So it's all, I mean, you got to leave it a little broad. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely. If you want to talk pure point guards, I would definitely have CP3 above him, because as a pure point guard for sure. I don't even think we'll have Russ on that list of pure point guards. So you know what I'm saying? So
now, what would getting one championship ring as a contributing factor mean for someone like Russell Westbrook?
I mean, it would solidify his Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? It would definitely solidify it, but I'm sure he's in now. Like, just off of this record, I think he's in, regardless.
If Russell Westbrook ends up winning one finals and he is the number 1, 2, or even 3 guy on the team, I mean, we got to talk about, is he top 2? Just off of one ring. You got to start asking these questions. We're talking about 4 years of averaging a triple-double. I would have to go back and look at his overall stats, but I'm thinking if you have 4 years of triple doubles, you got to start getting close to career triple doubles.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, he didn't get a lot of these triple doubles until the year. Remember the year Kevin Durant hurt his foot, and Kevin Durant missed a lot of that time. Yeah, that's when the triple doubles really started. It also coincided with James Harden not being part of the team, because James Harden was really the guy who was running the offense in the fourth quarter. But when James was not on the team and KD had that foot injury where he missed a significant amount of time, this is before 2016, Russell Westbrook started getting these triple doubles. So we're talking about a shorter period also.
Real short period.
So yeah, man. But yeah, I think he's a top 5 point guard, maybe 6. And if he were to win as a 1, 2, or 3 guy on the team, no matter what point in his career it is, I believe we got to really start talking about him maybe top 2 ever. Magic and him, to be honest. Just one championship ring is enough for me.
One championship puts above Stockton in my mind. You know what I'm saying? It'll definitely put him up above Stockton.
Other NBA news, several injuries, season-ending injuries. Zion Williamson, broken ring finger. He will miss the remainder of the year. And Jaylen Brown of the Celtics with injury with his wrist, with some ligament damage. He sustained an injury, I guess, a few weeks ago, and it's just been nagging him. He will now miss the remainder of the season for the Celtics. What does that mean for the Celtics, BigThad?
I mean, considering him, he was killing it for the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? So now that 1-2 punch ain't gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? What Celtics? Well, I noticed also with between this time of the injury and everything, they dropped down into the play-in. You know what I'm saying? So with this injury now, for them to get out of the play-in is not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So just hope that these next couple games, which I don't think it will, I mean, even if they lose, I don't think they'll drop down even lower. But yeah, it's going to be devastating for them, man. I don't think they make it out of the play-in.
Yeah, man. And honestly, as a Washington Wizards fan, that makes me feel good, because I'm hearing that Brad Stevens may be on the hot seat.
Right. And I know you're looking at him. You want him to come here.
Yes. And I actually got into it with someone on Clubhouse last night. They're a Celtic fan, and they were complaining about Brad Stevens. And I was like, yo, as a Washington Wizards fan, I would love to have a coach like him. And she was like, well, that's because y'all have no aspirations for winning. I was like,
wow.
Okay. I was like, y'all won one championship since 1986, and this is what you like, what?
Right.
Like aspirations for winning. Like, are you serious?
Like y'all had Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got Kyrie from Cleveland and all that. Y'all couldn't make that work.
And then
Kemba.
She was like, yeah, but y'all don't aspire to win in Washington. I was like, do you live in Washington? She said, no. I was like, well, then shut your mouth. Like,
right.
You don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I said, the local fan base was expecting a lot this year, especially after the trade. They're
Right.
upset with Scott Brooks.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason why we are in the situation we're in. But yeah, every loss that the Celtics get, it just increases the chances for Brad Stevens to be out of there. And I hope Washington, if given a chance, put a flyer out there. Because let's be real. If he were to come to Washington, he would be coaching two of his best players.
Right.
I mean, you can say what y'all want about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, but let's rank the four players. If you had to rank Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook just off of this season,
Right.
the two best players are Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook.
Right. Facts.
Then you get to Jaylen, then you get to Jason Tatum.
Right.
So he'll be coaching two better players.
Right.
And then I think he'll be able to do more with the supporting cast also. But anyways, back to some other news in the NBA. Let me bring up the rundown. Oh, Minnesota Timberwolves. Remember they were selling the team to Derek Jeter and a business group?
Yeah, they ain't closed that yet. have they?
Yeah, things aren't closed yet. They're still trying to work out some stuff.
Because it wasn't supposed to happen for what, 2 years? Anyways,
Well, no, it was supposed to.
like it wasn't gonna actually flip hands.
Yes, you're
for
right.
like 2 years.
Yes. And also there had to be some parameters about keeping the team in Minnesota. And the rumor is that is the hiccup. That this ownership
Oh.
team may not be fully committed to Minnesota.
I mean, it's Minnesota though, right?
You're right. I mean, I understand.
I mean, I know. I look one of my good friends who I care about very deeply is from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, so close to Canada that I might as well just say she's Canadian. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes randomly her like Canadianish accent would come out, and I'll start dying laughing. I was like, "Yo, you from Canada?" So I mean, it's Minnesota. I mean, I guess. It's still a decent sports town in Minneapolis. But then when you get out the city, is it really? I mean, outside the city is University of Minnesota. That's it. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, you have the city folk with the professional sports teams, and then once you get out of that, it's all University of Minnesota. So, if they lose them, I don't think it'd be that bad. It'd be like Alabama. You know what I'm saying? They'll just go back to just following their college teams.
Yeah, you're fine.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sitting here playing with the lights here in my
You good?
in my room here. I forgot I made changes in here, so I gotta mess with the settings. Anyways, other news in the NBA. There are some players that may be returning though. LeBron James could possibly be playing tonight against the Houston Rockets, unless news broke within the last hour and a half when I was sleeping right before we started. Yeah, that would it looks like LeBron may be playing tonight. We'll get more into the Lakers a little bit later. Also, James Harden is rumored to be playing tonight against the Spurs. First game in a while for James Harden.
While.
Yep. I'm glad for James Harden and for the Nets that, they could possibly get things in order for this playoff push, because I kind of don't want to hear excuses for when, if things go wrong.
Right. Nah, I feel you.
You see me changing my lights.
Yeah, I
here.
see. I'm like, I was wondering what was going on.
We'll just keep it
But
like
nah.
that.
I mean, for real, like, they're gonna always come up with some kind of excuse. Well, James Harden's been gone past half the season, or KD was gone for the first third of the season. Kyrie, he's had his personal issues or whatever, and all that good stuff. And I'm like, yo, like, you still have a team. You know what I'm saying? You have a team. You have a decent team. Like, even outside of those three, you still have a decent team. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't let the Knicks be better than y'all. Just saying. You know what I'm saying? No excuses at all. You can't let the Knicks be better than y'all.
Other news in the NBA. Let's get to the favorite team, the Washington Wizards again. There's a little beef between Bradley Beal and someone in the NBA. That someone is Kent Bazemore. Kent Bazemore was asked questions about Steph Curry and his performance, especially the last month and a half, and how they've, got back into the playoff race, and Steph Curry's potential at winning the scoring championship. Right. So he said, yeah, man, Curry's doing well, XYZ, and he's not getting hamstring injuries to hold on to the scoring title. And then he chuckled a few times.
Wow.
And that was a jab at Bradley Beal, because on Saturday, Bradley Beal had a hamstring injury. Mind you, dropped 50.
Right.
Had a hamstring injury late in the fourth quarter. Did not play in overtime. Still, the Washington Wizards beat the Pacers in overtime. Now, Bradley Beal did not play on Monday against the Hawks. Doesn't look like he's going to play tonight against the Hawks. They're thinking about maybe Friday is the earliest that he can possibly play. So Bradley Beal took exception to what Kent Bazemore said, and basically was like, yo, man, how can I say this in the nicest way? He pretty much said, you're not good. And
right.
and he was like, you have low integrity for you to say something like that about me. Even Bradley Beal's wife got into it, added a few tweets. And yeah, man, what do you think about that situation?
Yo, Bazemore has had it in for Beal for a while. You know what I'm saying? Even when he was in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? They've had their little...
True.
They've had their little things, man. So that's probably what it was. He just don't like Beal, or he just got beef with Beal for whatever reason. But yeah, Bill's wife had me cracking up talking about his averages.
Yeah. She brought up she went to Basketball Reference to check up on what Kent Bazemore was doing for his career. So
yeah. Like, not even just this season. She went the whole career. It was like,
some people say Bradley Beal shouldn't have said anything because Kent Bazemore is like an average NBA player. And
the average NBA player shouldn't be coming out their mouth like that. You know what I'm saying? All he's doing is trying to be relevant.
Perfect.
Relevant. Sorry, not relevant. I don't even know what that is.
Michael Jordan used to make up stuff to motivate himself.
Yes.
And if we could celebrate Michael Jordan for making up stuff that bench players said, quote unquote said, allegedly said,
right,
I think we can let Bradley Beal talk trash to an actual bench player that did say something on wax about it.
Oh, facts. I said, what was the one with Jordan when the dude said hi to him? And Jordan was like, yeah, he was talking shit.
LeBradford Smith
like,
of the Washington Bullets.
I mean, granted, LeBradford scored. What did he score? Like 30.
It was like 30-something points.
Yeah, like 30-something the game, and it said, "Nice game, Mike." It was like, damn.
For those that don't know, LeBradford Smith played for the Washington Bullets.
Yo, I forgot he even played for the Bullets.
Actually had a very good college career. I forgot what college he went to, but he was like really good in college. Came to the NBA and was just an NBA player. They were playing against the Bulls, and he dropped like 36 or 37 points, mostly Michael Jordan guarding him too.
Right.
And he was a rookie, I believe, or a second-year player when this happened.
I think he was a rookie that game.
The very next night, it was a back-to-back, a home and home back-to-back. So the first game was in Chicago. The next night it was here at the old Cap Center.
Yeah.
And Jordan went off to not just terrorize him, the Washington Bullets. Then, he says, LeBradford was talking trash to me. And he said, good game in a very sarcastic way as they were walking off the court. And look, I found this out years ago because I do rabbit hole deep dives on YouTube about basketball stuff. But the majority of basketball fans found this out last year during the Last Dance documentary when Michael said, I just made that up. I just needed something to motivate me. So you just ended a dude's career, literally.
Yeah, pretty much ended his career.
Because after that, he just never was the same.
Nah.
Didn't last long in the NBA over a lie. Michael Jordan is that man needs to be institutionalized.
You gotta play the soundbite. The evil joint.
He needs to be institutionalized, man.
Right.
It's an evil world we live in.
Right. Jordan's wild. Jordan's a savage, yo. So savage.
Let's now get to the Los Angeles Lakers. They won last night against the Knicks. Very good game. Went to overtime. Mm-hmm. Kind of had an old school feel. At the end of regulation, no team was over 100. I think it was 90. I think it was 96 or 93 was the end of regulation score. Julius Randle was going off, but Anthony Davis played well, was hobbling in the fourth quarter. He's always beat up. And that's my thing about him.
Yeah.
He got to work on it. Part of his thing is he doesn't know how to fall.
Yeah, he's weird. He falls very weirdly. You know what I'm saying? Just fall. You know what I'm saying? Just fall. Don't try to catch yourself. Just fall.
He doesn't know how to do it. So I feel like a lot of his injuries are stuff like that. But he finished the game, finished it well. They're not sure if he's going to play tonight because it's the Rockets and he was already dealing with a groin injury during the game. Right. By the way, someone on Clubhouse said that women do not have groins.
Well, all right.
I know I just dropped that in there, but some backstory. I'm in a room last night. It's about the Lakers and the Knicks, and I'm in there because I know some of the people in there, and we were talking about the injury, and a guy mentioned, yeah, man, that groin, it's nagging, da 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 da. Then a woman said, yeah, but we don't know how severe it is. He's still playing, da da da. He says, you don't have a groin. And I then stepped in and said, oh, what? What do you mean women don't have a groin? And then other people started, I don't know what he was saying. And the guy got quiet because he's like, hold on. Is this true?
He was probably on Google, oh man.
Just embarrassed myself.
Google search. You know what I'm saying?
LeBron James, though, we mentioned possibly will be returning tonight. Dennis Schroeder.
I heard that was a tactical thing, that was a tactical thing. He could have came back against the Knicks, but they were like, nah, let's not bring him back with the physicality of the Knicks. Let's just bring him back against Houston. Wow. Yeah, way to go, John Wall. Way to go.
See, you
already know how I feel, so you
can't leave that alone.
I'll keep throwing shots at him. You know what I'm saying?
Leave that alone.
I don't care if any of y'all listening to him knows how to contact him. Go ahead and tell him what I said.
You can't leave.
You know what I'm saying?
John Wall alone. He's done a lot for this community.
Ooh, not much as an NBA player.
Oh, man.
Maybe as a whatever else you want to call it, but not as an NBA player.
Terrible. Let's now get into the NFL. Had rookie minicamp last week. They were saying Zach Wilson looked good at minicamp for the Jets. It was the first week of minicamp, so I mean, got to take it with a grain of salt. But hey, they did say he was looking pretty good. Aaron Rodgers, though, seems like he's been telling teammates he's not coming back. Seems like he's been telling free agents that are thinking about going to the Packers he's not going back to the Packers. What do you think is going to end up happening with this?
Bruh, I'll be honest with you. They just need to get a trade for him. You know what I'm saying? Either get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to play. I heard they sent him a contract offer. Like, yo, my man said, I'm not playing for y'all. So y'all send him a contract.
Yeah, because...
What? Like, what are you thinking?
Well, see, the thing was they didn't extend him when they should have a couple years ago. So
Right,
that probably
exactly.
already upset him. And now
that's-
we're getting to this point.
But see, that's the going thing with the Packers. Like, that extending people and franchising is like stuff they really don't do all the time. So it's like, hey, we're going to do this now for whatever reason, even though we know you don't want to come back, but we're going to try to make you come back by throwing money at you. Aaron don't care about the money like that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about respect. And I think he's still pissed off at it because of that playoff thing. You know what I'm saying? I think he's still pissed off about that. I mean, considering like a Jeopardy contestant brought it up and he's like, yeah, I don't know either. You know what I'm saying? Like in Jeopardy, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Final
it wasn't
Jeopardy.
playing. You know what I'm saying?
Wasted their chance. I mean, they ended up winning, but they were like, yo, I don't
Wasted
even know the
joint.
answer, but let me do
Like,
this.
Right. Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, I don't think. I mean, I think they should put out trade offers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me personally, if you know, I think me personally, Aaron Rodgers has a minimum of 4 more years at a high caliber. You know what I'm saying? So, like I sent to you early in the week, Instagram, almost like post or whatever that basically was like, Washington football team, if Green Bay, if you know you're going to get 4 years out of Rodgers, would you give up a first round this coming year, this coming season? I think it was the following season, a third next season. I think that's what it was. I think it was 2 firsts and a third, or 2 thirds. So 2 first rounders, 2 third rounders for Aaron Rodgers, knowing you're going to get him for the next 4 years. I'm like, yo, I would do it because there's quarterback class this coming season for the next draft is some trash. So you're not gonna get a quarterback then. You know you're not gonna need a quarterback then either. So that's that first rounder. You know what I'm saying? You could use a second rounder for other positions, offensive line, whatever, defensive stuff, whatever, or either other skill players. But you know you're not going to get a quarterback then. The following year, maybe you get a quarterback in the second round or even trade up to the first round to get a developing quarterback, which you know is going to be behind Aaron, and Aaron's going to teach him and develop him. You know what I'm saying? And then that next year you get something else also. Or you just wait. But if you could definitely get 4 more years out of Aaron Rodgers, I would trade right away. Like, forget it. Now, there's been talk on talk radio about a first round next year, a second round next year, a first round and a second round the following year for Aaron. I don't know if I'll give up that much. You know what I'm saying? That's 2 early round picks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But first and thirds for 2 straight years, I think I could give that up for Aaron.
That seems a little better. A little better. Other news in the NFL. Tim Tebow may be returning to the NFL. He had a workout with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars coached by his former college head coach, Urban Meyer. looks like that he may actually get a contract to play tight end.
Right.
Do you think if he's even offered a contract, Big Thad, do you think he even makes the 53-man roster?
It depends, man. I say as an athlete, he has a good chance. As a tight end, probably not. You know what I'm saying? But he has the relationship with Urban Meyer on his side. Like, really on his side, to the point that he could be a terrible tight end and still make the team. You know what I'm saying? And be able to help them out in some sort of way. You know what I'm saying? As an athlete. But I'm not saying that he's going to get on the team and start as a tight end. That's not. I think that's what a lot of people are thinking. That because he got this offer or tryout, whatever, for the tight end position, which is a position that everybody was trying to get him to play when he came out of college. You know what I'm saying? They were all trying to get him to play tight end because even back then he was a freakish athlete, even though he was a quarterback at Florida. You know what I'm saying? But he was just an athlete. And that's one thing we forget, even though he's been out of football. I'm not saying he's in football shape or anything like that, but he ain't been like us on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Through all these years, you know, he's been playing baseball. He's been keeping in shape, whether it's baseball shape, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't look like he's gained weight since he left. He's sure he's lost a lot of weight compared to when he left the NFL. But hey, if he could do it, then he could do it. You know what I'm saying? But then again, you know, you're gonna have these. Well, how's Tebow gonna get signed, but Cap's still out? You know what I'm saying? And you can't even, first of all, you can't compare the two because they're both not playing the same position anyways. You know what I'm saying? Outside of social justice issues and all that, if you put both of them together as football players, I would go for the freakish athlete. You know what I'm saying? That's been out. Then go from there. You know what I'm saying? You could develop a tight end. I mean, some of the tight ends in the NFL right now, one, maybe played 1 year of football. Two, they were college quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying?
Or played basketball.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Play basketball, maybe played a year of college, or unlike the tight end that the football team picked up before the draft, he never played a down of college. I don't even think he was on a football team. But he played basketball for college, and he decided, hey, let me see if I could do this. And he's now signed to the football team. You know what I'm saying? So it can happen. You know what I'm saying? And then with him being a former quarterback, it helps him out a lot. It really helps him out a lot.
My only thing is, as athletic as he was, especially in college and his early years in the NFL, the few times that we saw him where he had to actually like try and catch the ball didn't look natural.
Of course
and then
not.
also he's not like super big and strong where you're expecting him to protect and run blocking. And then you combine that with he's been out the league for 9 years. Like we're talking about the average NFL career is 3 to 4 years. He's been out for 9.
Right.
He's missed out on 2 generations of NFL players.
Yeah.
Nearly 3. And so it's like, I don't see how you're going to come into the league and then, you know, try and play a position you've never actually played at all outside of maybe fooling around with your teammates after practice.
Right.
Like, we can't even say practice reps. We're just talking about you playing around after practice.
Playing around catching the ball. You know what I'm saying?
I think he'll obviously probably be on the preseason roster. I don't think he'll make the team. I don't think so. His saving grace is Urban Meyer, but I still don't think he'll make a team, because if he ends up making your team as one of your tight ends, that's not good. Not good at all.
I think he'd be like a low rent Cooley.
Well, see, everyone said, well, a lot of the smart people said he should play the H-back when he came to the league. So
right.
We will have to see. We're actually getting to some Major League Baseball. Fernando Tatis Jr., young stud out of San Diego. He is in health and safety protocol, tested positive for COVID-19. Also, two coaches from the first and third base coach, I believe,
for his same team
of the Yankees. Sorry.
Oh, I did read some. Or two of Tatis's teammates are also in that same protocol.
Okay,
which is like, it's weird because the way they labeled it, it was like injured reserve. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird how it's like that injured reserve 10-day yada yada, like they used to have with the disabled list. Mm-hmm. The 10-day disabled list is almost kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's two of his teammates, and then you said two coaches with the Yankees.
Yankees, yeah.
No players?
No players.
That's crazy.
No players. So yeah, they're out due to testing positive for COVID-19. Other news in Major League Baseball: we've had, I think, 5 no-hitters this season.
Right.
2 of them last week.
One of them should have been a perfect game.
Should have been a perfect game.
Yeah. How you was a catcher drop a third strike? I don't understand that.
Yeah, man.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just really don't understand. Maybe it was I kind of want to see that third strike. Like, was it like a changeup that just dropped too low or what? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird to me that you can mess up a perfect game. Never mind. Then again, it's the Orioles, so never mind. We've been so bad for years that something good happens and we still find a way to mess it up.
Your Orioles are pretty. I mean, aren't they good this year so far?
We're always good the first part of the season. Always. Like, literally every season we'll be like first place for like the first month of baseball, and then we go into the gutter after that. Like, I honestly couldn't tell you who's on the team.
I just know that is it Ray Mancini, or it might.
Yeah.
And honestly, I only know of him because he had cancer, correctly?
I think I think he did.
Did I even?
Something like that.
Isn't Ray Mancini a boxer?
Not Ray Mancini. It's Mancini, his last name, but Ray Mancini. Yeah, I think he was a boxer or an actor or something like that.
Boxer.
Yeah.
Oh man.
See what happens. See what happens when you're an Orioles fan. Like, I think Chris Davis is still on the team somehow.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why.
I mean, too much money. Ain't nobody trying to pick him up.
Right,
talking about too much money. Albert Pujols looks like his career is done. He got designated for assignment, which means that he's going to be released at some point.
Yeah.
He will be a free agent. Who would have thought he would have got to the end of that 10-year contract with the Angels?
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's so weird to me that they would, like, I understand that he wants to keep playing. He wants to be a starter. And they have other players that are doing a little bit better than him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so weird to me that they'll designate for assignment just to release him. I don't know if they save money or something. I don't know. There's a reason for it.
I mean, there is.
Yeah, there's a reason for it, and I'm sure it's money reasons for dropping them down.
Now, he's obviously a Hall of Famer.
Oh, facts.
By the way, Ray Mancini is a boxer, former boxer.
Oh, okay.
Man, oh man. Anyways, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer. He was a Hall of Famer just with his St. Louis Cardinals stint, which was almost 10 years. Then he got a 10-year deal, and with the Angels, excuse me. And I mean, he still put up decent numbers for at least the first 5 years.
Yeah, for
of
sure.
that contract. It's the last 5 years where you're kind of like, ooh. And then Mike Trout obviously was the attraction,
right,
for the team. And then the team is the Angels. Like, management is not the greatest with the Angels. They've been more popular for, unfortunately, pitchers dying on that team. You had a pitcher just 2 years ago with the fentanyl. You had another pitcher a few years prior with the drunk driving after the game that died in a car accident. And those have been the biggest news that, you've heard really about the Angels.
Right.
Because on the field, they haven't even, like, Mike Trout has never won a playoff game.
That's
the
crazy.
one time they made the postseason, they got swept. That was years. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
Jeez, I didn't realize that long.
Yes.
But Pujols, he's only played for two teams, right? The Cardinals and the Angels.
and the Angels. Now, do you think? Well, because he doesn't play the field and really can't at this point.
He was the first baseman.
Yeah, but
so
even then,
are you really playing the field?
You know
what I'm saying?
Well, that was part of the reason why he wasn't getting on the field, because even as a first baseman, he wasn't moving as well.
And then he's a DH.
He would have to play DH. The team everyone thought that maybe he could go to, as soon as this happened, was the White Sox because of their manager, Tony La Russa.
Tony La Russa, yeah.
But the White Sox have a very good DH right now.
Yeah,
they have power right now. I don't think they need it. It would have to be another team in the American League.
Yeah, come to the Orioles. Just come to the Orioles.
I mean,
we had a good thing with the Angelos family. As much as I hate them, they always go after like these star players at the end of their prime. So yeah, go ahead, come here. It'll bring seats. You know what I'm saying? It'll bring people to the seats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So it has to be an American League team.
Yeah,
for him to go to, so he can play the DH. Orioles, that you say? I mean, I guess they're a good team, good fit for him. I don't even know who's on the roster for the Red Sox, but I guess it couldn't hurt per se to put him on the Red Sox, especially with the Green Monster, short left field. He's right-handed. I know people say, oh, you got to get it over the Monster, but it's only 200 something feet down left field. Right?
Yeah, it's short.
Not even that much.
It's just high. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Let's now get into our quick hitters. We're gonna talk some horse racing.
I was wondering. Look. The funny thing is, I'm looking at the rundown. And I'm like, who is that?
Medina Spirit won the Kentucky Derby 2 weeks ago. However, tested positive for steroids and the post race testing and the first testing. Now the Preakness, which is in Maryland, right outside Baltimore, the second leg of the Triple Crown,
right,
is this weekend. Are you going to the Preakness then?
No. I ain't been to, nah. As many times. Well, only reason why, look, people don't go to Preakness for the horse racing anymore.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
But I want to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? You want to go on stage, go in the infield and party and drink and listen to bands and rappers and whatnot at Pimlico. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's a drunk fest. That's all Pimlico is now. is a drug fest on the infield. And I mean, yeah, there's people that go for the horse racing, but the majority is in the infield partying and drinking, son. So nah, I might watch it on TV if that.
At some point in my life, I do want to go to the Kentucky Derby, just to say I did it. Get
So you
dressed
can be
up,
around the big hats.
and go in my, maybe I'll try and dress up like Tom Brady, like he did a couple weeks ago, trying to look like.
You think Rosie wear one of them big hats?
Yeah, I think she would. She would.
Okay.
We could do it one time. I mean, it has to be later in life when I'm making more money. Because I ain't trying to just go in the stands. I'm trying to be in the mix.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Being this, I don't understand how some of them just go there to be in the stands and be all dressed up just to sit in the stands. Nah, I want to be out, walk around, and mingle. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to Kentucky Derby.
But yeah, I guess it's great to maybe go to the Preakness also. So I'll try and go to the Preakness.
Preakness, you don't got to dress up for it, though.
Yeah, I know.
You good. You good.
I'll try and go one time. Go to a horse race. I've never done it. So.
Yeah.
Now, Medina Spirit is still in the Preakness. They're doing a second sample test for its and if the second test comes back that it's had the same steroid, Medina Spirit will be stripped of the Kentucky Derby victory. Now, Bob Baffer, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he has. I mean, he's had horses literally for the last 30 plus years, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah,
that's all he does.
He said, well, it looks like it came from an ointment that was used for the joints of the horse, and they said the ointment should be good, but that's what they think the trace amounts of this steroid came from the ointment. If the sample comes back, the second sample comes back saying that Medina Spirit did in fact have steroids in its system, will be stripped of the victory and possibly will be disqualified from the Preakness. So it's big news right now in horse racing. Big news.
Look, my question is, so I failed a random piss test, you know what I'm saying, back in the day for marijuana, right? So when and sorry, Mom, if you see this, I mean, she knows that happened a while ago, but I'm just saying because I'm bringing it back up. I'm sorry. But like when they told me that the results that I failed, I'm like, that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. There's no way it popped up in the, like, I knew what I was doing, but you know what I'm saying? But I was like, no, there's no way. It's impossible, blah, blah, blah. There's like, well, you can appeal and we'll do a retake. And I'm like, well, yeah, let's take the retake. And they were like, well, we don't need you for the retake. What they do is take a sample of the sample. I was like, y'all do realize that if the sample is bad or tainted or whatever, and you take a sample of that same sample, it's gonna come back the same way. Like, that makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm kind of wondering, like, yo, are they taking the sample of the already sample that they have? You know what I'm saying? Or are they gonna take a actual sample from the horse again to see if it's still there or if there's trace amounts or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I hate when they do that stuff. Yeah, you failed your test, but since you wouldn't appeal, we're gonna take a sample of the sample that we already took, which is already a bad sample. So why would you take another sample of the same sample? That makes no sense. So.
Oh man, yes. That's our extent of horse racing. We got into baseball today. Last week we got into hockey. Horse racing now.
Right.
We're gonna get into our Champ and Chump of the week.
We're broadening our horizons.
Every week we celebrate those that do well and we criticize those that do not. Starting with you, Big Thad.
Yes, sir.
Who is your champ of the week?
Brianna Stewart of the Seattle Storm, yo.
Baby want a champ.
Man, she signed a shoe deal with Puma. All right. Perfect. And she's literally the first NBA player since Candace Parker to
WNBA.
Yeah, that said WNBA. I didn't say NBA.
You did, but it's fine.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fine.
I mean, yeah. All right, cool. So it's literally the first WNBA player since Candace Parker to have her own shoe. You know what I'm saying? And that was, I think Candace Parker wasn't even in the past 10 years. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Candace Parker, I think Candace Parker has been within the last 10 years, but prior to that, there was, 7 other players.
Yeah.
That was in the 90s to the early 2000s.
Yeah. That would be like Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops. I had a pair of the Cheryl Swoops in middle school.
Oh, for real?
Because they look, they look better. Remember the Hyperflights?
Yeah,
patent leathers.
Yeah.
Well, they had the women's patent leather, and everyone was getting the men's, but the women's looked just like the men's Hyperflight. I had those.
So wait.
I'm gonna see if I can pull up a photo.
So were they in women's size?
They were in women's size, yes. So I just got the size that would fit me.
Okay. Got you. Yeah,
and not only that, Cheryl Swoops had some very good shoes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, y'all, like she's the first since Candace Parker in this past 10 years. Prior to that, it was only 7 others, and like Jerry said, Cheryl Swoops, Dawn Staley, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, Rebecca Lobo, Nikki McCrae, Diana Taurasi, and Shamika Holtzclaw. You know what I'm saying? And Diana Taurasi and Shamika Holtzclaw was in the 2000s, but everybody else that I mentioned was prior to 2000. So there's really only 9 out of the 25-year history of the WNBA, y'all. That's crazy.
Here I have a photo of some of the Cheryl Swoops. It's not the exact one that I had, but here is a photo of the Cheryl Swoops, and I had this one too. I did have this one, but not the one. That's not the one I was describing. See that there? Oh, didn't pull it up. Boom. Here we go. I had these.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I remember those.
Hella dudes wore them back in the day, which brings it back to my point that I made on OSS 980. Men will buy it if it looks good.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
No matter if it's a woman's sneaker.
Yeah.
It will look good.
See,
these were during that time. This is what NBA shoes used to look like.
Yeah.
This is another one right here.
Yeah, they didn't look bad at all. It was funny as a kid playing basketball. I don't know if it was my mother or my father, because back then I couldn't get my basketball shoes in the store because they just didn't have my size. So I had to get them from East Bay. And a pair of shoes came, and I was like, all right, bet. I went to put them on, and they were really small. And I'm like, this don't make no sense. I'm looking at it, and it's like, it said 15. And I'm looking at it, and I was like, this is a ladies 15, yo. Who ordered these shoes? I was so mad because they got them. So my parents got the shoes in the colors of our uniforms at St. Jerome's. So we were yellow and blue, yellow, blue, and white back then. And so the yellow Nikes, you know what I'm saying? You only had to have Nikes. My family was only getting Nikes back then.
Yeah, I still only wear Nikes. Yeah.
So I was like, yo, this is tight. The color scheme was dope because I was only wearing for practice or games and whatnot. And the joint was too small, son. I was so pissed. I was like, who did this? Like, y'all know my size, yo. All y'all had to do was read. But, as a kid, I'm just like, all you had to do was read. It says it right there.
Says women's.
Right. Oh, man.
But yeah, man. Rihanna Stewart, congratulations to her.
She's a baller, yo. She's a baller.
Just came off of an Achilles injury, won a title last year, then won another title in her overseas league right after.
That's crazy.
Now about to start back up the WNBA season, man. Yep. My champ of the week goes to my favorite club soccer team, Manchester City.
Baby want a champ.
They won the Premier League over the weekend.
Nice.
And remember BigThad, I made that announcement on Twitter last summer.
Uh-huh.
I said I was choosing a team. So it ain't like I joined them during the season. I joined them last summer.
Why'd you pick Manchester City?
I mean, I like their colors. And
So like the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I like I like Pep Guardiola, the manager.
Okay.
And Raheem Sterling and
Gotcha,
Kevin De
gotcha.
Bruyne and Suarez. Man, what's his first name? Super nice, striker.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. And I
Yeah.
picked them over the summer, so no one could say that I picked them during the season. I picked them last summer. I could find the tweet to prove that if I really need to.
It's all good.
But
It's
yeah,
all good.
Manchester City.
Congrats to
My
them. Congrats.
champ of the week, and they're also in the UEFA Champion League right now.
Yeah.
I believe they defeated who did they play? Jeez, I'm having a blank, but they already beat them. Moving on to the next round.
That's dope.
Yep, Manchester City. BigThad,
Yo.
who's your chump of the week?
My chump of the week is the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp.
Cause you're a chump.
Yeah, I said it. The governor.
Well, I
of
just
Georgia.
put government.
Oh, you're good. No,
man.
you good. You good. No, it works. It works. You know what I'm saying? But so folks, there's the NIL, which is basically college athletes could get sponsorships and money from their likeness. Come starting this, I think it's next year, 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying, they can start getting money from their likeness and all that. But Georgia and I believe South Carolina also, but we're just going to deal with Georgia right now. They signed into law that schools will take 75%.
Upwards, yes.
You know what I'm saying? They actually said like 74.9996 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So they are literally going to take upwards of 75% of all of that sponsor money that these players get, and they're going to distribute it amongst other athletes from the school and put it in the fund for them.
Yeah.
So once they graduate, they'll have this escrow account for them. And of course, they have to wait a year before they can withdraw anything from that account. But how you going to take 75% of a player's money to give to everybody else? You know what I'm saying? That really makes no sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly why.
I mean, I understand why. You know what I'm saying?
It's to me, it's pure racism. Like,
It's an evil world we live in.
like
Because who's gonna get,
yeah,
who, especially like University of Georgia, what athletes are gonna get these sponsorship deals. You know what I'm saying? And get this money.
it's gonna
And
be the
who's
football and the basketball players.
You know what I'm saying?
And what's sad is that the NCAA already gives the schools money
Right.
to fund the other teams.
Right.
Then you're saying, oh, if I have a star quarterback and he ends up getting a endorsement with Coca-Cola that's in Georgia, that the school can take upwards of 75% of his endorsement money, then put it into an escrow account that's supposed to help everyone on the campus. Like
Right.
every student athlete on the campus. And then the revision that the point that you said, and Thad, maybe you know more about this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to graduate to get the money?
So,
or is it just after you leave college?
Yeah,
because
you know what I'm
I've been hearing graduate, and
Right.
let's be real, a lot of, especially the basketball players,
they don't graduate.
they don't graduate. A lot of the star football players are redshirt juniors,
Right.
which means you might graduate, but you might not, based on how, you were doing in school.
Right.
So my thing is, do you have to graduate? I feel like that's another thing where they're going to get a lot of people. Now, it is Georgia. Hopefully, the rest of the SEC states don't get into it. Because think about this: Kentucky with their
Right.
basketball team, where everyone is
Right.
literally one and done.
They're one and done.
So you're going to get money from them if Kentucky were to do this. Get money from them, put it into an escrow account, and then ultimately not have to pay them because they're not going to graduate.
Yeah. So, okay. So what I'm seeing here is it's until a year after they graduate / leave school. That's what they're saying.
Oh,
here.
leave school.
Yeah. This is what Sports Illustrated is saying. That it's graduate / leave school. But it's up to the schools whether or not they instate this requirement. Okay. So the bill is there. The schools can make a decision on if they decide to take the 75% or not.
Yeah, and that's one thing I did understand, that they could. They had
Right.
the option to. And you think a school's not going to do it?
Right. That's more money in their pocket.
You think a school's not going to do it? Jakaro said the easy way for this to be reversed is if recruits decide not to attend schools in Georgia. Once the schools start losing out on a star recruiting, it's not going to last. And I believe that.
Oh, big facts. Big facts. They did say that in the article also, that, and other articles when you come up, they're saying like this is going to be a big hit to recruitment for like, yo, guess what? Now they know Georgia said this. Hey, recruits, if you don't want your possible money to be taken away, don't go to any school in Georgia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that means if you were going to UGA, you're probably going to Alabama.
Yeah. Or
You know what I'm
Florida.
or possibly in Florida. Yeah, because Florida did sign theirs. I don't think that that's in there. I have to look at their requirement, but I don't think that's in there also like that. They did put in the law that these players can make money off of their likeness. So shout out to Florida being Florida. You know what I'm saying?
I've always said this. The NCAA should be giving these athletes a salary / stipend. You give stipends to the scientists that work for you. You give stipends to the graduate assistants. You give salaries / stipends to the musicians that perform for your school and showcase your school. I don't see what the problem is when it comes to athletics. Now,
I don't like the stipend. I don't like the word of stipend.
Well, that's why I said
You know what I'm
salary
saying?
too. Like,
Yeah, I would definitely.
I would prefer a salary, but
definitely salary. Salary. I would. Me personally, like I always said before, like yes, you should allow these players to get money. Yes, have an account for them. You know what I'm saying? And that, from the break, but the way they having it now, I'm just kind of like, what? So you like my idea of putting in an escrow account for these athletes, which I always said, let these kids make money, put it in an account that they could get to after they leave. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you want to take that money, take a big portion of it. It's not like if you had said 25%, okay, I got you. But you're taking 75 of their money. You know what I'm saying? It's their money, but you're going to take 75 of it. If you say you were taking 25% of it, I honestly wouldn't have a problem with the 25% being taken. Like anywhere from 10 to 25%. I got you. It's a commission. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I believe it needs to be they get a salary, and that salary could be, honestly, even if a college athlete was getting paid, let's say on a football team, we know football has so many players, 85 scholarship players,
Right.
end up having upwards of 25 to 30, even 40 walk-ons depending on the team.
Right.
If you told me that if you're on the team, you were going to get, on top of your scholarship, your room and board,
right,
you were to get something of like even $25,000 for the year, I'd be
Right.
cool with that.
yeah. Oh,
and
definitely.
then not only that, you then can tell the athlete you want more, market yourself.
right,
Where obviously you're going to get someone who is like Trevor Lawrence, who might get something of $1 million from Coca-Cola. Cool, because he's Trevor Lawrence.
right.
He's
right,
not the
right.
kicker on Clemson's team.
Right.
And I feel like everyone wins there. But what do we know?
Yeah.
What do we know, Thad? My champ of the week. My chump of the week.
Chump.
My chump of the week goes to Brett Favre.
Uh-oh.
Because you're a chump.
What'd he do now?
Brett Favre last year, Mississippi. Let's talk about this real quick. Mississippi is literally the poorest state in the country. Poorest state in the country.
I give you that.
In 2017, December 2017, and I believe June 2018, Brett Favre received 2 payments. One payment of $500,000 and another payment of $600,000, which would equal to $1.1 million for speaking engagements from the state of Mississippi. Now you're wondering, why would the state of Mississippi be giving Brett Favre money for a speaking engagement? Well, they use the public assistance money budget. $94 million was meant for public TANF specifically. And they paid Brett Favre to do a speaking engagement for, I guess, TANF recipients.
Okay.
An auditor found, they're like, well, hold on. Why is it $1.1 million going to Brett Favre's enterprise for speaking engagement with TANF money? TANF money is supposed to be for food, housing. So not only did Mississippi use that money to give it to Brett Favre, the money wasn't even used to really better the recipients of TANF.
Right.
So
They were like, we have this money here. We can take it out of here.
exactly,
That's basically what they did.
That's what they did. They wanted to pay Brett Favre for something,
Right.
and they just took it out of TANF.
Right. I understand if you took it out of there because for some reason you didn't have $1 million, but you put that $1 million back in. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you just took it out, gave it to him, yeah, that's wild.
Not only that, Brett Favre did not show up for the speaking engagements.
Wow, that's even worse. So y'all paid him and he didn't even do it? Nah.
So it came out last year that he now owes $1.1 million.
Right.
He paid $500,000 last year.
Okay.
It is a year later. He still hasn't paid the $600,000 that's remaining.
Wow.
So yeah, Brett Favre is the chump of the week.
Yeah.
Because you're a chump.
Also, Mississippi. Like, how you gonna take public assistance money to pay
Right.
a millionaire?
Right.
Because you're a chump.
If you didn't have the money, you just said, Brett, no, we can't do this.
It's
Sorry.
not even about not
We'll do it
having the
another
money.
time.
They just was like, we're not giving these poor people money.
Right.
That's just all it is. We're not giving these poor people money. We about to just
like,
give it to our boy.
They have 94 million.
Yeah, they have 90
What's another million? What's another million to take out? Yeah. What's the difference between 93 and 94? Yeah.
Oh man, let's now
Wow.
get to our sports free zone. Take a break out of sports. Let's talk about the civil unrest, the oppression, the occupation in Palestine right now. Ramadan just wrapped up a couple days ago, and they were at I can't remember the name of the mosque, but a very famous, notable, holy mosque in the Muslim faith. Many parishioners were there. Well, Israelis used weapons to basically attack people within the mosque. Not only that, there have been airstrikes over to the Palestinians. Many of them have been injured. Many have died. This is not new, so I'm not going to act like I just found this out. It's been going on for decades, but that doesn't excuse the terrible behavior of the Israelis. Now, a lot of people may think this is due to simply religion, and it's not true. Because just because you're Palestinian doesn't mean you're Muslim. There are Christian Palestinians. There are Jewish Palestinians.
Right.
The Palestinians, it's an ethnicity. And that ethnic group has been oppressed for decades from Israel. Now, Israel has the backing of the United States and Canada and France and Germany. So Israel, when you look at the mainstream media, seems to be the good side. You always hear about Hamas and how it's a terrorist group. Hamas, I mean, it's not a terrorist group. Let me just put it out. It's not a terrorist group. In some, it's almost similar to the Black Panther Party, where the people were being so oppressed that they had to create a party and had to then defend themselves. A lot of people say, well, why does Hamas end up, using makeshift grenades and rocket launchers and missile strikes over to the Israeli side? And it's like, well, they've been antagonized for decades. They don't have access to food, water. They don't have access to a lot of just liberties that Israelis have. So, but the last couple weeks have been very violent. So, man, we got to pray for those who are out there.
Yeah.
This has been happening for decades, centuries when you think about it. When you go back with how the Palestinians even got there and all of that. It's convoluted, but it isn't. It's very simple. Israelis tried to take back land that they thought is theirs. Palestinians said, we've been here for ages. How is it your land? They've been beefing. There's the precious Gaza Strip. Palestinians are harassed by the government, the Israeli government, similar to how people of color are treated here in the United States. So yeah, man, it's not looking really good over there. Now, and things have been bad for a while. They've had peace talks, treaties, and then stuff will break. Treaties will break. But things really got amplified during the Trump administration.
Don't be rude.
Because Trump, with this whole, how he moved the embassy to Jerusalem, it was in Tel Aviv, because Tel Aviv is the actual capital of Israel. And he was like, no, we're moving it to Jerusalem. And he did that to appease evangelicals, because evangelicals have this belief that, God won't come back to save us until Jerusalem is now in God's hands. And I'm just like, for some people who actually hate Jews, y'all really do like the interests of Israel. Like, I don't like it just is it's not confusing. I know what it is. But it's just weird that people who normally don't like Jews are really focused on the politics of a Jewish nation.
Right.
So, yeah, man, it is really bad. And that, like I said, things got amplified under the Trump and Obama administration, where, things that were done where, the U.S. backs Israel. So in our media, we're going to be fed that, well, Palestinians are the terrorists. And when you really look at it, man, the Israelis are the terrorists. So, yeah, man. Let's get to some somewhat better news. It's in the United States of America, though. There is a pending gas shortage. One of the Colonial Pipeline Company got has ransomware on their how the hell do you get ransomware on
Oh,
I mean, I know you would actually know more than me, actually.
The general public has no idea how this
is
happens.
literally what your degree is in.
Right.
So Colonial Pipeline had their systems hacked by an organization, and they are holding the pipelines hostage.
Yep.
So now gas prices are going to go up in the next couple weeks because
they're definitely going to go up just because of lack of
lack
fuel.
of oil and fuel. So because of that, and especially it's in the southeast mid-Atlantic region that's being affected right now. It's not the entire country because you still have other companies in other parts of the country. But you have more information on this, Thad. Go ahead.
So basically, this pipeline and this company is based out of New Jersey. And that pipeline goes down basically to Texas. But it goes through Virginia, down to the Carolinas, Tennessee, all that, and kind of curves like going to Louisiana. So, so the company was hacked. You know, they were just hacked. Hackers got access to their computer system and basically locked them out of the computers. So if you've never seen ransomware before, folks, say you have your computer up and, you know, you're on your lock screen like your phone. All right, because ransomware can happen on your phones also. If you just click it and, you know, your screen comes up and you go to type in your password or whatever. Well, you wouldn't be able to type in your password. There would literally be a big sign on your screen saying you've been locked out of your computer. For you to unlock your computer, you're going to have to spend this amount of money in Bitcoin to
or
unlock your
Dogecoin. Is it Dogecoin now?
Or Doge. You know, you got Dogecoin now, whatever. But usually the main thing that these hackers use is Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? Because they know you're not going to get them. You know what I'm saying? Through crypto. So pretty much that's what's going on. And because of this, the company decided to shut down their processes. So basically, there's no gas shortage. So that's why I say there's no gas shortage. The gas is exactly where it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? The gas is exactly where it's supposed to be.
Gas is not disappearing.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear gas shortage, you think of, oh no, we're running out of fuel supplies. No, we're not running out of fuel supplies. It's just that the fuel is not being sent where it's supposed to go because they can't control it. You can manually release the fuel into the, like, say, tanker trucks and all that stuff and bring them to their destinations. But because their systems are locked out by these hackers, they can't get paid. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get paid by the distributors and all that stuff. You can't regulate what is going through the pipelines. So they have manually shut everything off for your protection. You know what I'm saying? More than anything. And because they're not going to be able to see like how much fuel they're giving out. You know what I'm saying? So the fuel is there, ladies and gentlemen. It's there. There's no gas shortage. It's just that these gas stations that you're going to that are out of gas just hadn't received their shipment yet.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like, people, like, you got to think about it. When you go to these gas stations, sometimes you see these tanker trucks there. you might see them one time, but in actuality, they've been there maybe 2 or 3 times in a week's time period, depending on how much gas that these stations are using up because of people, going there. So when you see these long lines at the gas stations and whatnot, that's because of all these idiots out there hearing about there's going to be a gas shortage. Let's go to the gas station, fill up our tanks, then fill up gallon jugs and all that stupidness.
I have a video here of someone doing it right here. Let's add it here to the stream. Look at this lady. For those that are listening, there's a woman filling up a plastic bag.
A plastic bag
of gasoline. For those who are listening, she then gets another plastic bag in her trunk of her car. Look at this. It's a double bag. The double bagged in plastic bag.
Yeah. People are so stupid, man.
She's double bagging the plastic bag of gasoline because the first bag is leaking.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you double bagging it. Like you double bagging it's not gonna it's gonna stop it from happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it's ridiculous.
And then proceeds to put it in her trunk for those who are listening.
Jeez. People are stupid, yo. Like really stupid. So now you have people out here, that's right. Probably was Florida. I wouldn't doubt it. But you know what? It's like you got people out here just getting fuel and everything, and getting extra fuel because the impending gas shortage. But you're actually making the gas shortage happen.
You're making the gas shortage happen, and then you're also driving the price up faster.
Right.
Because the gas price was only going to go up, I think, in the next few weeks.
Right.
Now gas prices are going to go up this week. Because of you.
Idiots.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, mind you, it all depends on what happens. So anything could happen with this ransomware thing. So they could decide to pay the hackers, which the hackers could be like, okay, fine, here you go. On the other side is they could get paid and they just say, F you, we're not doing anything. Hold on to this. Right. Or 3, they could try to rebuild their systems prior to this ransomware thing and hope that they could get everything back up in a short time period. But doing that rebuild is going to be a lot longer than paying. You know what I'm saying? So, and also people, and I hope there's a lot of people that's on my Facebook watching this right now. Some of you out here somehow think this is a government conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? Not realizing that it's just some hackers who have locked the company out of their systems and they can't do anything. So they manually shut the processes down. That's literally it. And they're like, well, the government, blah, blah, blah. The government can't do nothing for them. This is not the government who's running this gas company. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they could help out with hopefully rectifying whatever situation that they have. But right now, all it has happened is this gas company, their IT folks, was lacking in security.
Wasn't it?
They didn't update softwares, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up?
Wasn't this something that people brought up when the whole thing in Texas, when their whole the electrical grid went down, and then that was brought up that, you know what, someone could actually hack into our stuff. Wasn't that brought up also?
Yeah, that was brought up also. See, the thing is, a lot of the infrastructure in this country and across the world also it's not like this is the 70s or the 80s. All these systems had been updated to computer systems.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So there's literally controllers because certain, like even like the electrical grid. So you have a main hub, whatever. That main hub has to talk to their other hub somewhere else. And they all communicate with each other. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of these processes are all run by computers. It's just people who are monitoring screens to make sure that, you know, the fuel supply is happening in the right rate, or, you know, like with home gas. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When they pipe it into your house and stuff like that, they make sure that certain levels are going, that the gas isn't flowing too fast or too slow. You know, mm-hmm. That's all they're doing is these people that work in these positions are just literally watching screens, making sure that the levels are being maintained correctly. But a lot of these processes are all computer based. So if you're not securing your network, or, you know, updating softwares in a timely manner, because a lot of these software updates is all security based. There's all security based. Not just like every time we get a phone update or the iPhone update, like besides them having the big update where they change the whole architecture of the software, mm-hmm. any other update you get is all literally security based. And that's because constantly, and a lot of people don't realize this, everything in this country is constantly being attacked by hackers. Some hackers are just individuals like us, and it'll be like maybe a group of friends who are hackers that go and try to hack things out. Then you have state-based hackers, which is like Russia, when you always hear about Russian hackers, or Chinese hackers or whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's not the government themselves. It's certain groups that are sponsored by the government mm-hmm. to gain information.
Just like we have hackers too.
Like we have we have our own hackers. And it's especially right up the road from me, NSA.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They are literally hackers. That's all they do. Is there's hackers to defend and hackers who are on the offensive. So, and literally the hacking game when it comes to these governments is informational based and database. So they are literally trying to find out, and it's so wild to see because there's I'm not gonna show it for y'all. But there's literally a program you can see where literally it looks like a July 4th fireworks demonstration going on. Like think of DC fireworks or 4th of July, the national fireworks.
Yeah.
Going off like that. That's what the screen looks like. And you could literally see like what countries are doing what. And it's wild, dude. It's so wild seeing this thing because it's like, and it's constant. Like you just see like a stream of firework go that way or that way or that way. You know what I'm saying? But it's constant. It does not stop. You know what I'm saying? And people don't realize this is happening on. So this oil company getting hacked, it's not a surprise, especially to me. It's not a surprise that it's happened. It's just that it's a surprise of when it happened. You know what I'm saying? Because, and it's all, like I said earlier on Facebook, I was like, yo, somebody's losing their job. Like, I'm so glad I'm in this field because somebody's losing their job today. You know what I'm saying? And that's the case because IT now is literally security. Everything's security based and it just spreads out from there. You know what I'm saying? So somebody's losing their job big time because they wouldn't have got in if they had done their job security wise. It's crazy.
Yeah. I just got a text. I just got a text from my wife. She said she couldn't get gas at the gas station she went to today because it was already out.
Where'd she go?
I don't know. I didn't respond yet, but she already said whatever gas station she was trying to go to, they ran out. I passed by the Costco on South Dakota Avenue, and the line was to $2.95.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I went and got gas.
I'm sorry, New York Avenue. The line was to New York Avenue.
Ooh, Yeah. Because I went and got gas earlier. I went and got gas around 11 o'clock. I don't know, o'clock noon. And there was no line at the gas station. I was like, yo, that's what's up. But then I thought about it. I was like, wait, if there's no line, maybe they're out of gas. And nah, it was good. I had a half a tank. I filled it up. And I was like, let me get gas now because some of these idiots are going to be out here doing whatever. So I filled up my tank and I know exactly where I'm going to be for the next week. That, you know what I'm saying? So that full tank of gas should last me a week if I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. But I know Calvert County folks are out. A lot of them joints are out. I've been hearing, long lines and stuff like that. But most of the time, most of these places that are out of fuel is more so because they were waiting on a shipment and now they didn't have it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Let's welcome to the show.
Uh-oh. Is she here?
Yes.
Ooh, look at that hair.
Cousin
What?
Chrissy.
Probably put my hair back today.
Chrissy, what's going on?
Oh my god, it's a lot of it. Hi guys.
Hey.
I was actually waiting in the group chat discussing the gas shortage with my friend.
Oh, I got you. But you don't got a car, so what you worry about gas shortage for?
Listen, I'm not concerned. I'm worried for my friends who know their car.
Oh, got you.
And who stay on E. They were having a discussion. It just happened to be while I was watching.
So they're the ones that
talking about it in the group chat.
So they're the ones that like to do the gas roulette.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Trying to see how tank on our chat almost every day, and I send her memes about knowing her car and how she's gonna run out.
Wow.
Look at that, whole country's run out.
They try to see how far they can go on,
I know my car. Listen, Uncle Lau told me when I first got my car to never be less than a quarter tank. And
facts.
He told me that you always drive defensively. You drive like everybody else can act. And those two things stuck with me. Why it works.
I feel you.
So those when I do have a car, when I feel like getting one again. I'm not getting one until I get a Tesla.
Uncle Lau's a smart man. So
He is the wise man.
That's right.
Chrissy, you are back on. We always get you on to talk about dating stuff, and I saw a tweet, and I was just like, you know what? I need to get a woman's perspective on this. I need to know.
I have alternative women views, though.
I need to know if this woman is telling the truth. Is she, correct in what she's saying? Is there some exaggeration? Is she false? So that's why I said, you know what? I need a woman's perspective. There's a young lady on Twitter or TikTok, and then it got posted on Twitter that had an interesting thing. Now, the tweet was, quote, and actually, geez, I should probably find the exact tweet before I play the video.
Okay.
I have the video, but let me read the tweet verbatim so you can understand the video. Quote, date men who actually like you, end quote, is gaslighting. And then this is the video that...
How people will tell women that they need to date men that actually like them, but we never talk about the fact that men will manipulate you into thinking that they like you and they really don't. And I think that's due to a couple of reasons, one of which being men see women, not only in dating, but in general, as something that needs to be conquered. So even if they're not attracted to you physically or on any other level, they will still lead you on because then you give them attention and affection, and it's like a victory for them, and it feeds their ego. And we already knew this, but a lot of men just don't see women as people. They don't see us as human beings with emotions and feelings, or even worse, they don't care, and they will just use women as a vehicle to get whatever needs they have at the moment satisfied. So it's really unfair to blame women for why they're getting treated poorly by partners when we should be blaming men for not being clear about their intentions and not being honest.
So before I let you speak, Chrissy, I'll say this.
It's about to get messy.
No, I'll say this. We live in a patriarchy system. Men do run things, a lot of times to the detriment, but there is misogyny, there is sexism. I'm not gonna act naive. I will admit that. I believe most of what she says is true. But I feel like she brought this up. It didn't really address the whole dating who actually likes you. I feel like you just introduced another issue. Is that me mansplaining, Chrissy? Or what do you think about what was said? Because people could say, oh, you're just mansplaining. Because you're a man, you don't even understand what she's going through. I do believe that some women really, let me not even say some women, some people, because men do it too. And that's the thing.
I was about to go there.
They end up trying to go after a specific type of significant other when that significant other that type of person does not want them. And then you compound that with they actually have a roster that they're not choosing from. So I think that's both men and women. But from the women's perspective, Chrissy, what do you have to say about that young lady's quote?
So I agree that there were parts of it that, ooh.
Does this make you feel better? Does that make you feel better? Like this?
For those of you listening, Jeremy decided to
go to full solo screen.
Go to full screen solo, and she was not prepared for that. So that was where the ooh came from. Yeah. So, all right, go ahead, Chris.
Really big. I forgot what I was going to say. So I do agree with parts of what she said.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that you said, so you agree with all of the conquering spirit and ego part? Both of you would agree with that?
For the most part, I would agree with just men. Not all of it, but for the most part, yeah. I mean,
I think my issue how she could have turned that in the first place. Like you said, you didn't really address, you started talking about something else that was a separate issue over her initial comment or whatever the tweet was about dating men that like you. I think she could have flipped it to one, kind of say what you said, but also part of I don't really have that problem. I'm pretty likable, but so, I don't really have that in my experience. It's actually quite the opposite of men should stop trying to choose women that don't like them because men do a lot. And even when that energy is not reciprocated, they do more. Not everybody gets it. Or like, you know, and I think that, like you said, it's on both sides. They're both sides that do it, just like they're both sides that don't say what their real intentions are. If your real intention is like you are desperate to be somebody's wife, then tell that man that off the jump so that he knows to run if that is not what he is about. So I think there were parts of it. I think she could have, I think it's fair to say it's both of them. I don't feel like, I don't really have that problem. So I don't ever feel like it's a gaslighting type of situation. I think, especially in the Black community, there's other layers to how men and women deal with each other specifically.
Right.
And it's not, you can't say it's just across the board, it's this issue and this is why. There's layers.
Thad, what do you have to say about the situation, Thad?
Well, see, the thing that got me is like some of the stuff she's talking about. Women do the same thing to guys. You know what I'm saying? Especially like the
that is about the
whoa, no. Oh, we doing the flex bombs? We doing the flex bombs?
But go ahead.
No. I mean, like,
no, go ahead. Finish what you said.
You know,
I want to hear it.
Because you got times where guys will you know, have a certain woman in mind, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And that girl or woman doesn't explain themselves. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't tell them what's going on, you know, whatever. Next you know, that guy is in the friend zone. You know what I'm saying? That friend zone that the guy doesn't realize that he's in and has been in for the longest time. You know what I'm saying? Like you're literally in that gray area of, you know, we're quote unquote dating or whatever. And you realize you basically have a wingman and you didn't realize it. You know what I'm saying? It's so wild sometimes when I see some of the stuff and I'm just like, yo, is that your girl? Like, and there's a hesitation. You know what I'm saying?
That is my friend.
You know what I'm saying? There's a hesitation on his side. He's like, and you look at her and she's like, yeah, that's my friend Rod. You know what I'm saying? That's my friend Tim. You know, blah, blah, blah. And you realize that every time you see them, it's almost like they're a couple, but as soon as you start seeing things, you realize like, yo, you are in the friend zone. Like real talk, you are in the friend zone. But on the guy's side, a lot of times I don't see it as much, but I also realize that guys do put a lot of women in the friend zone, but that woman has no idea that she's a friend. Like she's there. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be a girl that he don't even deal with, like would deal with on a regular thing, and they're there. But you can see in her eyes, like this is a courtship. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time he's just like, yeah, that's my friend. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of see what she's talking about, and I see it from the guy's side also. And yeah, it's just a cold world. That's how I see it. I don't know if it's gaslighting. I just think it's a messy, cold world. You know what I'm saying?
It's an evil world we live in.
What is so wrong with just being friends with someone? Like, no matter what friendship entails.
Right. No, I feel you. Look.
It's so friendly. It feels like a couple, but you're just friends, and that's fine.
Look, you know me. I got so many friends. You know what I'm saying?
I have genuine guy friends, like my good brothers. And then I have a friend or
right.
friends that are just friends. Now, what level is that?
What that you cook for?
Changes, huh?
Oh, he trying to be messy. He said that was something that you cook for.
First of all, if you are my friend, I cook for everybody. I am the friend that cooks.
But no, that's the guy. Look, that's the guy. That's the
Everybody
guy that
knows that about me now. Every guy that's like, you could talk to me for a minute.
Right.
You're a girlfriend, like my guy, whatever. I cook for everybody. I don't discriminate.
No, I feel you.
But I
all right, well, there you have it.
I will happily friend them.
Right. But that's a guy you don't never tell your cousins about, and then we just randomly see him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know about
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Right. No, but so look, like this, I'm gonna tell you, like I shouldn't even say this right now because I'm sure somebody's looking at this joint. But you know what? I don't even care. So this girl, you know what I'm saying? No, right. So this girl tells me, you know, that a friend of hers, whatever, is, I guess, interested in me. And you already know me.
This or a guy telling you this?
No, this girl was telling me that her girl,
okay,
you know, I guess is interested in me.
Mm-hmm.
And me, being me, I'm just like, oh yeah, I peeped that. You know what I'm saying? I peeped it, and I'm just like, all right, that's cool, whatever.
That is the most Sagittarius thing you've ever said, by the way. Carry on.
You know, I'm a Sagittarius.
I know you are.
But on the other side of me, I'm like, well, I already know. But now the friend tells me this. But on the side, I'm just like, I'm going to have to pause. You know what I'm saying? I have to pause whatever I'm doing or I'm perceived to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know me at that point.
Do you know that you're doing something to?
I know for a fact. Look, I know for a fact that I have never said anything, done anything to make this girl think that
There was a chance
that I was even attempting to do anything or have any type of dating or relationship type thing with her. You know what I'm saying? So I said, as soon as I heard that, I had to pause myself. So of course, me, I'm cutting off on whichever way I got to. You know what I'm saying?
This ghost thing on my episode, that might carry.
You know how I go. You know how I go. You know what I'm saying? Like, but on the other side is like, and I have to ask you this because every time I see something about dating, and it's from women, mind you, every time I hear about something about dating, relationship pops in there somehow. And in my mind, dating is dating. A relationship is a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So me and this girl could be dating. We're going out on dates. I might go to a restaurant, might go to a movie. You know what I'm saying? We hang out every once in a while. But that's not a relationship to me.
No.
I'm not your man. You're not my girl. Perfect. You could go have dates and go out to dinner and yada yada with some other dude. But that's not what we got going on. Is not a relationship in my mind. But I see it a lot where people are talking about, yeah, I'm dating this guy. And I'm like, yeah, so let's go out. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out to dinner, whatever. Oh, I got a man. Wait, you just told me you were dating this guy. Is that your boyfriend? Are y'all together?
I would assume from women in that specific scenario, because then it happens a lot, is that it's the verb itself. So yes, dating is what you say it is, and yes, a relationship is what you say it is. But if you are describing something and you're using dating as more, that's what it is. You're using it as an adjective, and so you're describing the situation that you're with someone as you're dating them because you're married, so you're with them.
Right.
But it's not the act of dating. It's not the way that they were using it in a sense. Is what I'm saying.
And that's what confuses me all the time because you know me, I'm straight. I'm straight by the book. You know what I'm saying? I could split things up and not put them together. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I know people that can't do that. Like they literally can't do that, and they could literally go out on dates, whatever, let's say 2 months. You know what I'm saying? They're just going on out, whatever. And I'll straight up be like, yo, so that's your man? And she'd be like, nah, that's just my date.
Yeah.
We're dating, whatever. But then there'll be another girl where I'll be like, yo, that's your man? And she'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. So that's your boyfriend, whatever. And she'd be like, hesitant, like, yeah. And then so I'll talk to homeboy. Like, yo, so you and Shorty together, blah, 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 blah. He's like, nah, we just dating. Like, we just date, whatever. I was like, so that's not your girl. And he's like, nah. But when you talk to her, it's like they in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's where I lose everything.
I mean, you already know that I have alternative views.
Yeah, we know what you do.
So,
we know what you do.
I can't speak from personal female experience.
Right.
Because I'm a big person on boundaries. I decided the other day I actually don't want a boyfriend moving forward. We know I have.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm at a certain age where I'm just like, if I get married again, great. But from the, I don't even, let's take the whole stress of the commitment out of it. Because I'm perfectly fine and loyal pretty naturally. Y'all stay in some stuff. Stay on over there.
Nah, I feel you.
And let's make that clear from jump so we don't have any issues.
We definitely family, yo. We definitely family.
I have difficult conversations out the gate so that it is very clear where this is going and where it is not going.
Right.
And where it is.
I think that's the key.
Communication. Yeah, and that's what it is. But it starts with men and women. People have to be honest with themselves. You have to be
no doubt. You
know, because there's girls. That's why they're in that confusing space, because they'll be like, I'm happy alone, or I don't really want to be with a man. Da 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 da. And then you start dating, and you do catch feelings for someone, and now you're over here having an internal battle with yourself because you're so happy to be alone, you don't want to be with nobody. Or the opposite happens. You're talking to somebody and you really want to be in a relationship, but you're trying to be cool because even though, he's not trying to commit to you at all, you're like, okay, I'm going to just be this good woman, and then he will. And it's like, you're not being honest with yourself. This isn't the man for you. Right. If you really want to be in a relationship and he's not trying to commit to you, the man is telling you. Or even if he's not telling you, he's showing you.
Right.
That's not the state that you're in. So,
like, you spending the night a couple nights, you just spend the night a couple nights is not anything. Like, it's just not. Like, real talk.
Not
it's an evil world we live in.
Until you move in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But real messy.
Right. No, I feel you. I mean, it's bad enough. Like, that's why I said we cousins, yo. Like we definitely family, because I'm already
the same thing. All of us.
You know what I'm saying?
We have wise elders in our family.
Oh yeah, because I mean, our parents always came out with the so you gonna have a kid? Like, when you gonna have me a grandkid? Yada yada yada. And I'm just like, yo, when it happens, it happens. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But
my daddy doesn't trust me.
Right. But on that, right. But on the other side, I'm just like, if I get myself into a relationship, then I get myself into a relationship. But that's not even a goal to me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
actual goal for something.
Yeah. If I get married, then I get married at some point in time. But it's not a goal for me right now. You know what I'm saying? But I know folks that want to be like, they literally have it growing up. Like, I want to be married by 30. Kids by 35. I think
girls especially too, that the part of that is that we're taught kind of that thing. There's certain things, whether you're a boy or a girl, when you're growing, mm-hmm. and there's certain ways that you're not taught all the same things. Right. Being a girl is about you moving, like, you have a father, this is the number one man in your life. At a certain age, you're supposed to go find you a man, if that's your ministry, and be married. That's how I basically got married. My ex-husband will tell you the same exact thing. It's like, we thought we were together for this many years. The natural next step is marriage. Right. So, but we're taught that. And so I think, even when you're little, you're taught you should have this grand wedding and pick out your dress. I'll tell you, I got my first tattoo. Sorry. I was 18 and I was looking at wedding dresses, and some of my friends were all laughing at me, and they were like, "Why are you looking at wedding dresses?" I was like, "Because I have to be very strategic about where a tattoo is going on this side." Because someday I will be getting married, and I already know I cannot have my tattoos out.
I feel you.
So I was like, but at 18, I was like, you're taught all of those things. And there's some women that genuinely, and men, I've had men that are like much more ready for a commitment than I am.
Right.
But not right now. That doesn't say that I wouldn't be committed to somebody eventually. I just think that it should, like, we gonna know whether or not we get married. We don't have to go through this boyfriend-girlfriend situation.
Right.
We could, I don't need a boyfriend at almost 40. I'm good.
You know what I'm saying?
You my husband or you my friend.
Right.
I mean,
no, I got you.
So Chrissy, next time you come on, I think you need to pick the dating topic. Maybe you pick the dating topic for Thad and I to ask questions, to answer.
The man version.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a cheating question.
Bring it on next time.
Yeah.
I have a rundown of my list of grievances.
Okay. I mean, yeah, because I got some grievances too, and you already know it has to do with some of our family members. You know what I'm saying? You got some grievances. You know what I'm saying? Especially against us older cousins. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, but the first time we do something without them, all hell's gonna break loose. You already know it.
Oh, we're going on an old cousin day.
Yeah, so
those little things.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Yeah,
Chrissy, it's a lot of fun having you on this week. And
always.
Before we get out of here, Chrissy, do you have any shout outs?
No.
No shout outs. Chrissy, before you go, actually, how do you feel about your mayor opening things up and right now in your city?
I'm happy that everything is opening. I will be fully vaccinated the day before everything opens. I work in a restaurant, so I'm perfectly happy for the more points that brings. I would shout out my restaurant, but I actually don't.
No, I got you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy to be back outside. I'm happy to travel. I cannot wait. Grenada is like a 2-day quarantine now. Mm-hmm. I'm happy to go back.
So I'm guessing you're not going back with my sister.
I am.
Oh, you are?
Back around the same time. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay. No. She told me the other day that I don't know what Chrissy's doing.
I changed because I haven't booked my flight yet. And when I book it is when I for sure will tell her the date that I will be there.
Got you. Because I know she had told me something like Grenada's being weird, like if y'all got to be on the same flight or something like that, or
we do
be there at the same time or something like that. So you better talk to my sister.
I'll be there the week. Yeah, we discussed it, but I'll be there the week that she's there. I don't think I'm going to be there as long as she. Obviously, I won't be there.
Right. Got you.
I'm just going to pick a few days, or 4 days in the middle of her.
Yeah. So I told her to check and see because she's doing her passport then too when she's down there.
Oh yeah, I need to do that too.
Yeah.
You know, it's low key. My father is very strict during these COVID days. I have not had a phone call with him yet without him asking me where my mask is. So
yeah. So I told her when she's down there, or at least find out what she can, because I mean, if I have to be down there, then I have to be down there to do it. But if she can do it while she's down there, let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
I told her to ask him because he told me last time that I need to go with him and down there because I tried to do it up here and he was like, "No, do it."
Oh, I got you.
I was like, "He big time."
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We got him. We got my aunt who's Governor General. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Got a big time.
Like, let's just run the country ourselves, yo, to get it over.
It's so funny. Every time I've gone down there with Uncle Lau and we go to the citizen side and the customs, and Nicholas was with us last time. He was like, I was like, just follow your eye. He was like, what are we? Just go with him.
Right.
Just follow him. Because he was like, we're not. Shh, just walk.
Right.
And
don't ask questions.
Yeah. Don't ask any questions. I've learned when Daddy drops me off at the airport, he just goes right up to God and is like, I'm just gonna follow you. I don't know what lines and things are here. I don't follow these signs. They don't mean anything to you guys. None of these signs matter to you.
Right.
All right. Before we get out of here, just want to give some shout outs to our faithful listeners. Jakaro was chiming in throughout the show. Want to say thank you for tuning in. Shout out to OSS 980. Shout out to Soggy Nachos. Shut Your Face. Just Bear With Us podcast. The Dual Exchange with my boy Mike Edwards. Make sure you check him out. Also, Derek, what the F happened?
Yeah.
What the F just happened podcast and first in frame rates.
Yeah.
My road to the show player is getting better. I'm now in AAA. I figured out how to steal. I just think my player is just slow. And I don't know why the manager's always trying to tell me to steal if he knows I'm slow. But anyways, yeah,
You
man.
got bad reaction time. That's
Nah,
what's
man,
going
my
on.
reaction is good. It always says good jump, and then I'm getting caught.
Yeah, if it's ain't good jump, then most of the time your player's just too slow.
Yep. Shout out to everyone who listens. Make sure you subscribe to us. You can subscribe to us on Anchor, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Also, if you're watching right now on the live stream on our YouTube channel, the Sports Reality Podcast. We're also on Twitch and Facebook.
Yep.
Yep. And until next time, everyone, Sports Reality. Peace.
Peace.
You know, want to see that.